Good afternoon, everyone. This is an update on the tropics for August 24th, 2022. We do have multiple things to discuss in today's video. We have two disturbances currently in the Atlantic that do have potential to become a tropical cyclone within the next 2 weeks. So we're going to be just jumping right into it here. As you can see, here's the satellite imagery for today, this afternoon. And as you can see, we have a lot of convection in the eastern part of the MDR, the main development region, and we also do have the disturbance currently just south of Barbados, which currently has minimal convection, but you can clearly see that we do still have a little bit of rain shower activity around that. Of course, this current tropical disturbance is currently still in Africa, so it's around that type of area, but we also do have some convection we need to watch just west of that, very close, kind of just right next door to that one disturbance. Now, we in fact still do have Invest 90L. It did have a 0% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days, and it is not showing up in the National Hurricane Center anymore due to that, but as you can see, a little still tiny little low pressure system still hanging out in the main development region that I believe got teared apart by some dry air. But we will have to watch this closely here, as this does appear to be in some favorable, conducive environment ahead of its track here into the Caribbean. Here's a 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, and as you can see here, just to the southeast of Barbados, we do have a 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. That is disturbance 1, and we also do have currently in Western Africa another disturbance which also has a 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. Now, these both have very low chances of development, but that's just in the 5 days. As we head into the next 2 weeks, this could move into different environments and also potentially get its act together and form into a possible tropical cyclone. So we will have to watch these disturbances closely as we head into the peak of hurricane season, so things could get active real quick. Here's a European EPS cyclone locations, and as you can see here, this is pretty much showing the possible tracks of any possible low pressure system here from the European model, the EPS 45 days, and we could go up to 45 days, but that's just going to show, as you can see, a whole bunch of spaghettis, which is super confusing, and there's just so many low pressure systems. But let's go ahead and do about the next 5 days. So for the National Hurricane, for pretty much the National Hurricane Center, and as you can see, we do have some minimal tracks here down there in the main development region. Not really much elsewhere. We are seeing possibly a tropical wave over here in northern, kind of northwestern Africa, and of course those United States low pressure systems bringing some flooding. But let's go on and move forward to the next 10 days. This is when things could get really active here, and we do have multiple possible cyclones, multiple possible tracks for this tropical waves that do head up, as you can see, right near kind of the fish storm track, and we do have also this one disturbance that does appear to show up here right south of Cuba 10 days from now. So let's move forward even more for the next 2 days. As you can see, we get to 12 days from now, and we even have a pretty strong track of a possible tropical cyclone there heading into the Gulf, which we have seen signs, multiple runs of the GFS model and other ensembles and models have shown up a possible tropical cyclone heading into the Gulf here in early September. In the next 14 days, that does head, of course, into portions of Mississippi, Alabama, that little strong red track there. And we also do have a lot of tropical waves here expected for the early month of September. Here's the latest run of the GFS model. Then we're going to be looking at the European model here for this is precipitation and MSLP, so we can see how big the pressure is, how low the pressure is on certain low pressure systems and high pressure systems. But as you can see, here's the high pressure up here, all the way up here. So these storms or tropical waves are going to generally go up into this direction unless they are right here, right near Barbados, which it will lead up right into the Caribbean, possibly into the Gulf. But as you can see, let's move forward here into August 25th. where, as you can see, we're not seeing much here, but you do see a circulation starting up on that one tropical wave, and that might actually be old Invest 90L that has spun up again. We do see that one tropical wave that does get off of land, off of Africa, and it really picks up there. As you can see on Monday of next week, it really picks up, possibly into a hurricane even by Tuesday. And it again really picks up in the MDR region. As you can see, heads westward and kind of weakens, but re-strengthens a lot there. And this is just a possible run here. But we have seen a lot of signs with the GFS model that we could see again a hurricane by early September. It really strengthens here, kind of stays at the strength of around 980 to 960, which is a very strong hurricane. And that does end up being a fish storm, as it does lead northward due to that secondary high pressure system that is coming off of the New England area September 9th. But that's 384 hours out from now. That'll probably not happen. But again, that's a hurricane for the books if that does decide to happen. And that just comes off of Africa around 100 hours out from now. So that definitely has a big potential there. But as you can see, we move forward. Look at this other tropical system that we just saw in the EPS cyclone locations. That is currently this disturbance that is currently just south of Barbados. This has actually moved up here by September 3rd. This kind of track here into the Gulf of Mexico, and possibly even spins up a tropical storm or so, heads into Louisiana right near Ida's track. Again, something we need to closely watch, and this happens pretty much at the same time here as this one tropical disturbance. Again, this is near the peak of hurricane season. This is probably something like this could definitely happen here within the next 3 weeks or so. So we're going to have to watch the tropics extremely closely as they start to really get active here in the peak of hurricane season. The 12Z European model is still coming out here, so we can't really look at much of it, but the 00Z from yesterday is still out, and we can actually go around 240 hours out from now. This is a little bit outdated, but not too outdated to the point where it's unvaluable information. But as you can see, here's that tropical wave over here in the Caribbean, and that does move through the Caribbean. It looks like maybe it depends on the European model, but according to the Euro, it really doesn't show up at all. As you can see, there's that tropical wave here. We get another one that I was just looking at the GFS model, or actually I think that was the European EPS cyclone locations that I was just looking at. There's another possible tropical there around September 1st, and the Euro really doesn't go that far out because, again, we don't really know anything of what's going to happen around 150 hours out from now. So as you can see, possible, again, more active tropical activity expected by the European model here in early September. If you did enjoy the update, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload like this. I will have constant updates on the tropics as things change literally in a few hours. Every few hours we get more info and more data from these computer models. But we are starting to get some sort of signal that we are getting some agreement on some of these models here, that we could see a very active tropical development region here in early September. So stay tuned. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.